Words are incredibly powerful. Words are the verbal embodiment of power. You don't believe me? Well, I'm going to turn to some of our major religions to show you. If you look at the Bible, you don't have to go very far. In the book of Genesis, when it starts talking about the creation of the world, it starts by saying, "And God said there was light, and there was light. And God said there was, and things came into existence." When you look at the Torah, it talks about the 10 utterances of creation. And then when you look at the Quran, they say that words are so powerful that it is better to pay somebody a compliment than to do a good deed. Words are the verbal embodiment of power. And aren't the thoughts that we have in our heads just the words that are kind of floating through? We have anywhere from 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Now, I don't know how anybody calculated how many thoughts that we have, but that's sort of the guesstimate. What's really interesting about that is that out of the 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day that we have, 90 to 95% of them are the same exact thoughts we had yesterday. And we wonder why people can't change their lives. And then, out of those 12 to 60,000 thoughts we have per day, 60 to 70% of those thoughts are negative. They're defeatist at best. They are holding us back. And then we wonder why it is that people are living the kind of lives that they're just not happy with. When we look at our society, there's a lot of negativity. A lot of negativity in the way people talk, in the messages that get put out there. Sometimes we'll have people who are friends and colleagues, people who are close to us, that may say something that's a little bit negative. And we know how that impacts us. There are negative messages all around us in our world that feeds into our brains, feeds into this 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts we have per day. And we need to combat that. Why is it that we need to combat that? Because when you are focused on a thought and replay it over and over again, you are essentially telling your brain that that thought is important to you. There is a group of neurons in your brain called the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system is located towards the back and base of your brain. From an evolutionary perspective, it is the oldest part of our brain. It is the part that is responsible for our vital functions like our heart rate and respiratory rate. It's also the part that is responsible for our consciousness, our sleep-wake cycles, but also our level of awareness.